Uganda is predominantly an agriculture nation. Most of the people in Uganda entirely depend on agriculture for their livelihoods, and as a result of climatic change, agriculture has been greatly affected, which contributes 80% of the gross national product.
Of course, the population of Uganda has increased quite tremendously, though of course also it is stratified depending on where you are. In the urban centers, of course, it grows much more. And with climate change, of course, it's even aggravating it. People are running away from the land and are concentrating in the urban centers, which is really increasing the population in the centers much, much faster than in the rural areas.
We are now check the granaries. It is nothing inside. It is nothing. It is nothing.
When you look at food security, climatic change has greatly affected food security. People are starving in villages, they are hungry, they are sleeping without food, simply because the crops have failed out, simply because the declines have gone down, and they spend more money on buying food, which money they cannot access. So I really think climatic change has had a very great impact in this place. And there is therefore need to reverse, there is therefore need to improve on the situation if at all people are to live happily.
You go to the microfinances because you want to buy a supplement. The end result is you fail. You are not able to pay back the loan because the loan is paid weekly, whereas it would require you to take about 9 months to get the profit.
The one way of really disseminating some of the good practices is first of all to understudy them. Let there be a documentation of some of these good practices that people have used over time, which means it's not even very hard for them to continue with them, other than bring in new practices for them. After we've understudied these, then we select those that can be promoted and maybe start up demonstration. You can use demonstration areas. You can call it a community or a village or whatever you want to call it, where people can be coming to see how you are managing the land in the face of climate change, how you are managing the farming systems in the face of climate change. So demonstrations are very important. And of course, these are interlinked with farm visits. People come from different areas and they see them. Then of course, programs on radio, in the mass media, let people get to have this kind of information in their languages that they understand, not just in English, but there could be in the different major languages, and we start disseminating this. It can even be on flyers, on leaflets, which can be taken around the people, or even insertions in newspapers, which are being distributed all over the country for people to get to know some of these things. So it's important that we also encourage or promote much of our indigenous species. And really to scale up this kind of drive, it's very important that incentives are really given for people. Those that of course are willing, they can be given free seedlings. You give them free seedlings so that they can easily grow them and tend to them. And also, there is some public land. People can be allocated some land to set up forests with some conditions, with some, of course, regulations by government on how really to harvest this kind of trees so that they are managed on a sustainable manner.
Agriculture is also a source of raw materials or inputs that are required in these local industries, locally based industries and agro-based industries. These are industries that entirely depend on agriculture output to act as inputs for their industries.
There are things about, of course, the population growth which is coming up. People really need to know some of these programs like population control methods. We did this family planning business. People need to know the land management techniques, because this is a resource that they should treasure for this generation and the generations to come. Let people know that this resource will never expand and they just need to use it very, very, very judiciously, very generously, so that even the next generations can get them.
If we manage to put together the politicians, the decision makers, with the farmers, with the scientists, with other stakeholders, relevant stakeholders, to fight degradation and come up with policies which can improve the environment and agreed upon by all the other stakeholders, I think that will be a good start for enhancing the resilience of our ecosystem.
Yeah, of course, the key for success is really to educate these people about the problem of climate change, and they get to know how, first of all, it's coming about and what can be done, and what are the kind of sustainable coping strategies they can undertake. Some of them, they already use them, but it's a matter of now educating them about the benefits of what they've been using, so that they improve it, so that they emphasize it.